Just ahead on CTV News. County officials provide an update on the road conditions and school closures post-snowstorm.
No operational goal is more important than human life and the well-being of our students and our staff.
And
major bills are moving through the House this week. I'll break them all down for you in just a few minutes.
plus,
The Prince George's County Council officially adds 2 new members. I'm Katara Jones. I'll tell you who they are coming up on CTV News.
these stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening. This is CTV News for February 3rd. I'm Jonathan Hunter.
And I'm Anaya Falcon. Thanks so much for joining us.
Several neighborhoods across Prince George's County are still coated with snow and ice, making it challenging for students, teachers, and bus drivers to get to school safely. So, Prince George's County leaders are preparing for the possibility of doing virtual learning down the road. But as of right now, PGCPS is on a 2-hour delay for Wednesday. For the last 7 school days, Prince George's County public school students have been at home. Winter Storm Fern provided a major challenge with heavy snow and ice.
We had not seen anything like this in 2 to 3 decades. The ice was dense, heavy, and extremely difficult to break, even with heavy equipment.
In Prince George's County, roughly 40,000 students walk to school and about 80,000 rely on school buses. With many of the sidewalks and streets still covered in ice, it's simply not safe.
The number one thing for us is safety. Safety for our staff getting to work, safety for our students getting to our schools. And right now our neighborhoods just aren't passable. Our buses can't make it in.
So the district is looking at potentially shifting to virtual learning so students don't fall behind. The Prince George's County School Board will have an emergency meeting on Wednesday where district leaders will formally present their plan in public, which is required by state law.
As we think about virtual learning opportunities, it allows us to maintain continuity of instruction without compromising our staff or our student safety. It avoids placing thousands of buses and pedestrians in unsafe conditions.
Students will have the opportunity to take home devices, and since they missed multiple days of school, the district is looking at making calendar adjustments.
We will be sending a waiver request to the state superintendent to open up schools potentially on President's Day, potentially extend the school year by a day from June 17th to June 18th.
Currently, PGCPS has 5 snow makeup days on the school calendar, but this year they exceeded those 5 days. Dr. Joseph says if they do transition to virtual learning, the students won't be doing busy work. He emphasized they will be doing meaningful learning, and again, schools will be on a 2-hour delay tomorrow.
And Prince George's County Executive Aisha Braveboy is defending spending nearly $43,000 on a hotel stay during last week's winter storm. She says it kept her emergency team together so they could make decisions as conditions worsened. The county covered the cost for Braveboy and 24 senior officials after the main administration building closed because of an electrical fire. Critics have questioned the price tag, but Braveboy says rapid response and safety made it necessary. And WSSC Water has lifted its limit water use advisory. However, now they're warning residents that your water may soon have a different taste. The company says the salt used on the roads and sidewalks during the latest snowstorm will eventually wash into the waterways and make its way into the drinking water supply. WSSC spokesperson Lynn Riggins said most people likely won't notice the saltier taste, but those on sodium-restricted diets need to be mindful of it.
Major bills are moving through the House this week, including a new bill that would redraw a new congressional map that was passed yesterday.
Our Michaela Newton has more from Annapolis.
At a press conference this afternoon, House Speaker Jocelyn Penny-Melnick spoke about the redistricting bill that just passed the House. House Bill 444 banning 287G agreements and House Bill 1 that would protect ratepayers from paying utility CEO bonuses. The House passed a bill that would redraw the current congressional map. In a press conference, House Speaker Jocelyn Pena-Milnick spoke about the mid-cycle update. The new map changes the 1st congressional district, making it reach across the Chesapeake Bay into new areas like Anne Arundel and Howard counties.
We have a critical opportunity to defend democracy in Maryland with our congressional redistricting proposal.
While the Maryland House of Delegates already voted yes on the congressional map, the state Senate still needs to approve it before it goes to the governor to become a law. But in a separate press conference, Senate President Bill Ferguson said the legislation is not his top priority.
Look, the window of opportunity closed on this a while ago. We know from the Attorney General that to do something to not impact the current election, we would have had to have done it at least 3 to 4 months prior to the filing date. We are not prioritizing that piece of legislation.
Meanwhile, both the House and Senate passed bills that would ban 287G agreements, which means partnerships between local law enforcement and federal immigration enforcement would be no more. And House Bill 1 protects ratepayers from paying utility CEO bonuses. The bill is making its way through the House, but faces opposition from utility companies.
We're also holding ICE accountable, and we're making energy bills more affordable. We can chew gum and walk at the same time.
Thanks, Michaela, for that story. Each bill banning 287G agreements will now head to the opposite chamber, where it must be approved before it can go to the governor's desk to be signed into law. We're going to keep you updated as the Maryland General Assembly continues.
And 2 new faces have officially joined the Prince George's County Council.
That's right, and CTV's Katara Jones is standing by with the latest change impacting the council.
It has been a big day over here at the Prince George's County Council as Tim Adams and Danielle Hunter become the newest members to the council.
Support the charter and laws of Prince George's County.
Dozens of people packed the council hearing room this morning to watch Tim Adams, the former mayor of the city of Bowie, get sworn in as their District 4 County Council member. Adams was appointed to this position last month after Ingrid Watson resigned, leaving a vacancy on the body. He also becomes the first council member to serve the body while in a wheelchair.
The thing we all have to look at it from a national perspective and what we're doing here is about affordability. What can we do to make life better for Prince George?
Joining him on the 11-person council is Danielle Hunter, who was also appointed and will now serve the residents of District 6. She will fill the remainder of Walla Blagay's term, who is now an at-large member on the council. Hunter is no stranger to county government, as she previously served as the Director of Appointments for County Executive Aisha Braveboy.
First, I want to get out there and hear what the residents want and be part of what they want and be the voice of reason at the table.
After their swearing-in ceremony, Hunter and Adams took part in their first full meeting as county council members. Katara Jones, CTV News.
With these 2 new members, the council is back to being an 11-member body.
You're watching CTV News. I'm Anaya Falcon.
And I'm Jonathan Hunter. Still to come.
Maryland roads became safer in 2025. I'll have that story coming up on CTV News.
The drug scene in Maryland is changing. Fentanyl and xylazine are being added to street drugs, and you may not even know it. Xylazine is not even intended for humans, and fentanyl is an opioid 50 times stronger than heroin and contributed to over 80% of overdose deaths in our state. Anyone who uses drugs, even occasionally, is at risk of overdose. To learn more, visit stopoverdose.maryland.gov or call or text 988.
Welcome back. The Maryland Department of Transportation made an announcement about car fatalities earlier today.
Last year, car fatalities were on a decline for Maryland drivers. CTV's Brandon Williams has more on that story.
Today, Maryland drivers can celebrate a win on the roads. Safer roads, that is, with traffic fatalities dropping by 18% in 2025. But now the goal is to keep that number rising to 100%.
Even with at the end of the year, we know the numbers will change slightly, but the reality is the direction is very positive. That means a lot more people home with their families.
Getting home is always the goal for Maryland drivers. A reported 582 crash deaths in 2024 fell to 480 in 2025, the lowest since 2014. MDOT Administrator Chrissy Nizer says the decrease in numbers is a joint effort.
We're rushing to and from where we need to go, but just take that extra moment and remember there's something significant at stake here. Working together as Marylanders, we can truly make a difference and reach our goals.
The cause of crash fatalities are many.
Please buckle up. It's the best thing you can do to protect yourself as well as everybody in the car. Slow down. You know, we think about it now because it's a little icy out. Slow down all the time. Speed is a huge factor in many of our crashes. Impairment, obviously another big one. Never get impaired behind the wheel.
Pedestrian and bicyclist fatalities dropped 33% from 2024 to 2025, and motorcyclist deaths dropped 46% in that same period. A decrease in distracted driving and working together has helped in big ways. Nizer believes more work is still to come.
We're going to continue to work and fight until we get that number down to zero, but certainly good progress.
While making the roads safer in the state of Maryland is a collaborative effort, if you would like to know how you can become a safer driver, head over to @zerodeathsmd.gov. In Annapolis, Brandon Williams, CTV News.
And if you want to see the Strategic Highway Safety Plan, head over to roads.maryland.gov/MDOT/SHA. The Maryland Car Rally Task Force arrested 2 suspects involved in car rallies over the weekend. On your screen is 22-year-old Jared Rivera of Lanham, who was arrested for having a loaded handgun in a car. Another suspect is 22-year-old Ronaldo Prieto Gonzalez, who was arrested for 2 outstanding warrants in Baltimore City. The operation took place Sunday night at 10 p.m. A total of 6 rallies were dismantled, including 4 right here in Prince George's County. And Prince George's County Public Schools received an award for being a national leader in educational equity. PGCPS has recently won the Pocket Talk Education Changemaker Award for removing language barriers through AI-driven innovation. Pocket Talk devices have been implemented in every school health office so students can communicate sensitive health concerns with nurses without relying on other students to translate for them. The district currently serves 131,000 students who speak 123 languages. And after nearly 3 decades, Prince George's County has repealed its ban on pit bull-type dogs. County leaders say the move shifts the focus from breed-specific rules to responsible pet ownership and dog behavior. Under the new law, pit bull dogs can now be owned and adopted in the county, as long as owners meet requirements like registration and microchipping. Executive Director and co-founder of Prince George's County Pet Unity Project, who is also a dog owner, says she's thankful for the ban and that it has been lifted. But there's still more work that needs to be done.
It was definitely challenging moving into the county with a dog that looks like her, because pit bull is such a wide term and it's not based in an actual breed. It's based on a person's perception of what a dog looks like. There's absolutely a sense of relief and there's a sense of a lot of work to be done. We understand that the folks who have those deep held fears about what a dog looks like aren't just going to change them because there's a study that says so or because the legislation changed. And we also understand that it's been 30 years of an entire community of dog owners being underserved.
And supporters of the new law say the change could reduce shelter overcrowding, while critics say safety must remain a priority. For educational resources or other forms of pet owner support, visit pgpup.com.
And Governor Moore's proposed budget calls for $150 million in proposed cuts to the Developmental Disabilities Administration. Disability advocates are worried this could have a negative impact on people simply looking for services. The proposed cuts would impact provider wages. Some worry this would make it harder for people with disabilities to find qualified candidates to work with them. This is the second year in a row state officials have looked to make cuts to the administration for potential savings.
And Governor Wes Moore has been making strides through his latest initiative by saving $29 million for the current fiscal year. Through the Government Modernization Initiative, state agencies have compiled data to find operational cost savings, streamline operations, and reduce waste throughout the government. The initiative's goals is to save $50 million for the general fund through permanent cost reductions. And Maryland is currently facing a $1.4 billion budget deficit.
All right. Are you ready to cut down your grocery store bill? I know I am. According to checkbook.org, a nonprofit who provides unbiased information, reviewed different grocery stores in the DMV to find out who had the lowest prices. You might want to head to Aldi and Lidl, as research shows customers spend about 20% lower than the average prices. Wholesale stores like Costco, Sam's Clubs, and BJ's also scored low for prices, but membership fees are required. The biggest winner in terms of quality and price was Wegmans. And still to come on CTV News, it is Black History Month, and today Dr. Hack joins us to discuss the mothers of modern gynecology.
That's right. After the break, find out who they were and how their experiences reflect a broader pattern today. Back in a moment.
We are women first, but women with disabilities last.
During a military exercise, we crashed and I broke my neck.
When I was in the Air Force, an accident changed my life. I couldn't have imagined the injustices I would face.
Every day, women like me go to the doctor for annual checkups for conditions like breast cancer. Early detection saved my life. But women with disabilities face a cruel reality: inaccessible medical facilities and equipment.
In the 25 years since my injury, I have not seen a gynecologist. There's not one accessible OB/GYN in my community.
I found lumps in my breast. I went to a doctor's office I was told was accessible, but when I got there, I couldn't get through the front door.
I don't know where I'd be today without access to testing. Our veterans deserve better. Help PVA fight for access at pva.org.
If words were enough, I would help you bear your burden. I would watch each child of yours grow strong and true. Teach them to read and to write and to sing, so that their voices be forgotten nevermore. If words were enough, I would sate your hunger, and you would know you are my sister, my brother, my child. If words were enough.
It's so hard to predict a sick kid who just keep getting sicker, but we needed to be together as a family. My family is my entire life. My family means the world to me.
When we're together and we have support from Ronald McDonald House, we can be a little stronger. They provide food and a place to rest your head, and they will help you through every step. That's what gets you through every day when you don't know how else you're gonna make it.
It makes you feel like you're not alone.
Welcome back. For centuries, African-American bodies were used in medical research and experimentation without consent. The knowledge gained from those practices helped shape modern medicine, specifically the field of gynecology.
That troubling history continues to echo today, contributing to the unequal medical care African Americans still experience. Back today to discuss mothers of modern gynecology is Dr. Stephanie Hack. Dr. Stephanie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So let's jump right in. Some may and some may not know of these wonderful young ladies that are named Lucy, Betsy, and Anarka. Who are they, and who? What did they do? How can you explain to us how they are foundational figures?
Yes, Lucy, Betsy, and Anarka were 3 enslaved Black women who were medically experimented on by a surgeon who did a lot of surgery related to GYN issues back in the mid-1800s. And the surgeries that they endured have now created medical instruments that we still use today and GYN procedures we still use today. So that's why we call them the mothers of gynecology.
And it's really a tough situation because these ladies went through a lot of suffering and obviously did not have the ability to consent. So how should we view them given the fact that they made these medical contributions, but at the same time went through a lot of suffering?
You highlighted the point is we talk about contributions, but it's important to acknowledge that they didn't consent to this. They did not have autonomy over their bodies, the ability to decide what to do. Their enslavers did. Their enslavers gave consent for this. And I think that's the primary thing to highlight.
And what ethical lessons does their story teach us?
So many. So in medicine, we have the Hippocratic Oath, which says, do no harm. When you don't have ethics involved in medicine, you do harm. Stories like this history like the Tuskegee syphilis study, all of those remind us of the importance of patient advocacy, of informed consent, and pain management. All of these things are necessary to provide adequate and appropriate care.
And how do these stories reflect a broader pattern of Black women's bodies being used for these medical advancements, but at the same time, them not receiving the credit?
Oh, this was a history of dehumanizing people so we could get the information and do what we needed to do to get our research out. And this story highlights that. In addition to, if you've heard of this story, you may have read the book or seen the movie of Henrietta Lacks, who was a Black woman diagnosed with cervical cancer in the mid-1950s, and her cells were used up until 2023 was when they finally acknowledged that they belonged to this woman, where they came from in her family, and she never consented for that. So there's been a long history.
And as an OBGYN, I'm curious to know how you personally approach dealing with Black women when it comes to taking care of them.
The very first thing is to validate the concerns. Everybody wants to be seen, to feel heard, and you have to acknowledge the history that's contributed to how people interact with the medical system to this day. And that's a key part of the work that I do.
And then what has genuinely improved for Black women's health outcomes over time, and where do we still see systemic gaps that need urgent attention?
We've had improvements in surgical safety. That's one area, I'd say the primary area, but we still have a lot of ways to go, a lot of things that we need to do. And as we've discussed previously, the maternal mortality rate for Black women is 3 times the maternal mortality rate for white women. And it's not because they're Black, it's the experience of being Black and the bias that people within the system interact with you based on. And so we have a lot of systemic work to do.
So why does it matter, especially for Black girls and young women, to see the women that we're talking about today and remember them?
It's important to acknowledge their humanity. That's, I think, the basis of all of it. As we acknowledge the humanity in the past and the present, we can continue to acknowledge it in the future.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Hackett. It's been a pleasure talking with you about this important topic.
Thank you.
Thank you. And for more information on women's health and Dr. Hack's podcast, visit ladypartsdoctor.com. And don't move, Simon Buggs has our Tuesday sports page.
That's right, and I hear we got some highlights from the Hoopers. What's crack-a-lackin', Simon?
Stay right there for your Tuesday sports page, everyone, because I have some college basketball highlights waiting for you on the other side of the break. Stay tuned.
You've been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. You have to carefully monitor your health for the rest of your life, and you have an increased risk of developing cardiovascular disease.
Cut. Type 2, take 2.
Action.
You've been diagnosed with a new purpose: to fight for the amazing life you made for yourself, to look that risk of heart disease square in the face and say, no, not me. You've been given a new opportunity to live. Get started at NoDiabetesByHeart.org.
Okay, everyone, I've got a packed sports page for you all today. And first up, we take a trip to the Owl's Nest as the PGCC women's basketball team look to defend home court against Monroe University. The Lady Owls got off to a solid start as this mid-range jumper made by Alina Membrino and Kristen Smith picking her defender's pocket with this steal and passing up the court to Rebecca White for the layup helped the team jump out to a 14-7 lead. But here came the Lady Mustangs as Monroe went on a 12-0 run to close the quarter, and the team was out in front going into the second, up 19-14 on PGCC. In the second quarter, though, this putback layup from Monet Herman and Clea Gaynor finding Smith open with its cross-court pass for the bucket helped PGCC cut Monroe's lead to just 2. And not too long after it seemed like the Lady Owls could tie the game or even take the lead, things went south. Turnovers towards the end of the quarter played a big part in Monroe being able to extend their lead. And the Lady Mustangs went into halftime with a commanding 52-31 lead over PGCC. And the Lady Owls got routed in the end, losing the ball game 110-47. Meantime, some sad news out of Bowie State today as the school's athletic director and Clyde Dowdy Jr. has passed away. The vice president of athletics and recreation since 2018, Dowdy's leadership helped set a standard for not only Bulldog athletics, but also academics. The cause of Dowdy's passing is currently unknown. Yeah, this one definitely hurts Bulldog Nation. I met Mr. Dowdy a couple of times, and he was nothing but a true gentleman to me. From coaches to faculty to students, Mr. Dowdy has such an impact on so many people. He will definitely be missed. Moving on to some news from the gridiron, we are less than a week away from the NFL's biggest game of the season, the Super Bowl. The New England Patriots and Seattle Seahawks will take the field in the big game. And Sam Darnold, the Seahawks quarterback, has had quite a journey to get to where he is today. Drafted with the third pick by the New York Jets back in 2018, Darnold bounced around with New York, the Carolina Panthers, San Francisco 49ers, and Minnesota Vikings before finally landing in Seattle. And the USC product spoke on the confidence he had in himself, never wavering despite going from team to team.
The thing that matters is, if you believe in yourself, that's really it. I always believed in myself. I knew that I could do this at a high level, and that was really it. That's what kept me going, and I knew at some point an opportunity would arise. But even if it didn't, I knew that I did everything that I could to become a better player year in and year out.
Super Bowl 60 will kick off on Sunday at 6:30. And that wraps up your Tuesday sports page. Simon Bugs, CTV Sports.
Thanks, Simon. Hard to believe the Super Bowl is just a couple days away.
Yes, but I'm excited.
Same here. Now we're going to get a look at our 3-day weather forecast tonight. Expect fog on the roads after 10 p.m. and snow showers are likely before 3 a.m. Tomorrow we have a chance of snow before 7 a.m. It will be 33 degrees. Thursday will be sunny with a high of 30 and a low of 15. Friday will be 35 degrees and we have a 40% chance of, you heard it, snow.
And for our community calendar, tomorrow the Hyattsville Branch Library is hosting Lawyer in the Library. Come get free one-on-one legal services on matters related to housing, landlord-tenant disputes, and tenant rights. This housing clinic will be held from 2 to 4 p.m. in the meeting room 2. And for more information, contact 301-985-4690.
And as you all know, it is Black History Month. This is a time to honor the history, achievements, and contributions of African Americans.
Yes, and here at CTV News, we would like to highlight and honor notable figures from right here in Prince George's County. And for our first spotlight on this month, we will have U.S. Senator Angela Alsop-Brooks. She has not only made history through politics, but has continuously dedicated her life through public service.
From being Prince George's first woman county executive to Maryland's first Black senator, Alsop-Brooks continues to fight for what she believes in and uses her gifts to help others.
I have found so much joy in giving, and I've just been really blessed to be able to use whatever gifts I've been given and, to help other people, and just really, it's been a really amazing journey.
And I'm excited for all the Black History Month stories we're going to do this year. I know we're going to do some impactful stories this month.
Yes, I'm ready to contribute. It's going to be great.
For sure. And that wraps up CTV News for now. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night.